Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Last week I released a video talking about anxiety in the context of a new business or venture. I got some really good feedback and input, so I thought I'd record a follow-up. Today I'm going to be talking about harnessing anxiety, 3 examples in particular of how I harness anxiety to drive more positive outcomes. I can actually give you an example right now of how I'm doing this. So I woke up super early to record this video because I'm anxious about my daughter waking up and derailing it. So there's your first example. Seriously, I'm going to get into 3 use cases. So the first is I find that I can use my anxiety to decrease the likelihood of stagnation and complacency. And how I do that is I tap into the fact that I'm anxious about, not growing, not improving, things not turning out a certain way. And that drives me to think about what I can do to reduce the likelihood of that happening. So what can I do to increase the likelihood that, I grow in a certain way, I achieve certain things, and what can I do to decrease the likelihood that that doesn't happen? And I find that guards against complacency and stagnation. So that can be very powerful. An extension of that, which is the second example, is that I use anxiety to spur me into action. So I find one of the most powerful things you can do when confronted by anxiety is to understand that doing what you're anxious about is the best way to resolve the feeling of anxiety. Not only that, by doing it, you're going to feel empowered, you're going to feel confident, and you're going to feel less anxious next time around. So reframing that moment for yourself can be an incredibly empowering thing and something that I frequently tap into because there have been many things that I felt anxious about that I found that helpful in tackling. Thirdly, I use anxiety to reduce the risk of just not giving something that last push. So I use anxiety to make me more thorough or circumspect. Often I'll be working on something, I'll get to the last stretch, I'll find my energy waning, my motivation waning, and that's when I tap into anxiety to harness the understanding that I'm not giving this my best, the outcome's not going to be optimal, I've come this far, I don't want that to happen. So I tap into that anxiety and I use it to just fuel that last push, that last stretch. Similarly, when it comes to being circumspect, I'll tap into, anxiety around something not turning out the way I want. Once again, an undesirable potential outcome. I'll use that and I'll use that to drive me to be more circumspect, to think more about how I can prevent certain undesirable outcomes and increase the likelihood of better outcomes. So those are 3 examples of how I harness anxiety for more positive outcomes. Another that was shared by Volta, thank you Volta, great feedback. Volta shared that he has an over-preparation plan. So when he's feeling anxious about something, he plans to over-prepare. And he finds that's a great way to harness his anxiety for more positive outcomes. And I absolutely love that. And it's something that I'm actually going to put into practice. If you have any examples yourself, please share. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, if you have any questions about this video, my previous video, or any other topic, please fire them my way. I would love to chat. And I hope you're having a great day and a great week. Cheers.